of Business Development for Cooke Aquaculture in Eastern Canada. So I'm based in Nova Scotia, actually calling right now from Bridgewater, Nova Scotia, where our regional headquarters are. So I've been involved in the aquaculture industry, the marine finfish industry, for about 32 years in Nova Scotia. During that time, I've seen a lot of changes. Technology is now coming more and more to the forefront, as it is for all industries. Um, so I just wanted to share a little bit about our company first. Some people may not know that, and I guess I should say in Nova Scotia, Canada, is where we are. So our company is 40 years old, and our industry here in Canada is 40 years old. Our company was founded by Gifford Cooke and his two sons, Glenn and Mike. 40 years ago, they lived in Blacks Harbor, New Brunswick, and the company headquarters are still there. We are still a small, we're not small, we're an independent company, private company. We are the largest independent private seafood company in the world now, and we're about the fourth largest producer of Atlantic salmon. So we have a global reach. Excuse me. The company started 1985, and then started making acquisitions throughout the years, right up until this year, and I'm sure there may be something else that come up. We've diversified over the years. So not only we're well known for aquaculture, for salmon farming, for shrimp and other species, sea bream and sea bass in Spain, but we also diversified into the wild fishery. So in Argentina, the west coast of the United States, and other places, we now are a major producer of wild fish as well as aquaculture. So we produce in total about 25 species that we provide to our customers from a global perspective. We have 30 processing facilities, 14 companies we operate in, countries we operate in, and we have like approximately 800 vessels in operation at any one time. We ship about 1 billion pounds of product every year, and we have 12,000 employees, but that number may be a bit small. So one of the things that got the company to where it is today is vertical integration, and that means we control the production chain. So we have offices and facilities. I don't know if you can see this slide, but basically all over the world. We talk about sustainability and how things have changed. We have a lot of different global certifications depending upon the area we are operating in, and the excuse me, the species that we're farming or fishing. So in Atlantic Canada, we go by the BAT certification, but also we have other fisheries within Canada that's MSC, and then we have some elsewhere that are ASC and whatnot. The reason we do that is our customers want it, and we want to ensure that we're operating in a sustainable manner. And I think one of our key messages for the company is continuous improvement. We want to go against the flow. We want to make innovation and ensure that we protect the ocean for future generations of marine farmers. Excuse me. So in Atlantic Canada, for those that are in Atlantic Canada, so we've grown from a farm that had one wooden cage and 2,500 fish in Atlantic Canada. Now we have 14 freshwater hatcheries. We put the eggs in the hatcheries. We hatch them, we grow them approximately a year until they're about 150 grams, and then we put them out in the marine cages. We have 7 processing facilities, so we do value-added packs like you'd see in the grocery store, smoked salmon, you name it. We make it with our salmon products here in Atlantic Canada. We have about 235 transport trucks that are moving our product to market. 126 marine farm sites throughout Atlantic Canada. 288 vessels, There are 2,300 employees and almost 1,300 local suppliers, which we spend about 231 million on annually in Nova Scotia. So community commitment is important to us. We want to be stewards of the environment. We want to be stewards of the ocean. We sponsor a lot of local events. We do and sponsor a fair amount of beach cleanups, and we contribute to the excuse me, the local communities where we can. One of the neat conservation partnerships that we have is the Fundy Salmon Recovery. So Atlantic salmon, wild Atlantic salmon in Atlantic Canada are almost extinct. They're not coming back to the rivers. There's a whole host of reasons why. There's power dams on the rivers, there's acidification, and there's fishing and whatnot. But one of the projects that we've entered into with the Port Folly First Nation in New Brunswick, Canada, is they are removing the smolts from the river, the wild smolts. We are putting them in a conservation marine farm, so basically an aquaculture farm. And then we grow them until they mature, which is about a year and a half. And then they're taken back up the rivers and they're allowed to spawn naturally. And we've found that that is a very good way to help enhance help enhance the population. We've seen significant improvements in returns in those rivers. We're working also in different areas in Nova Scotia and Newfoundland to start the same sort of process. So I mentioned earlier about being innovative and R&D and controlling the value chain. So a big part of that is innovation. When I first started in the industry 32 years ago, we threw feed in with a scoop, and when the fish stopped being at the surface, we assumed that we had fed them well enough, and we moved on, or until our arms got too tired. So we're moving on till today. We have a camera in every cage, at least one camera. We have feeding systems that are operated from a remote feed center on land, so they can watch the cameras, watch the fish behavior, and put the exact amount of feed in that the fish need. So we're not wasting feed, and things like that. That's been a huge improvement. We've gone from about a 2.5 kilos of feed to 1 kilo of fish flesh to about 1.2 kilos of feed for 1 kilo of fish flesh. So, and we're getting better at it all the time. I think when we mention continuous improvement, some of the things that we've done are engineering. One of our engineers is going to serve as a judge for the next couple of days on these projects. But we engineer now all of our moorings, all of our components to ensure that we're putting the right materials in the right place. We do ocean modeling, wave modeling, and all that, which is something that we've moved forward with. DNA traceability. We need to be sustainable and we need to be a good steward of the environment. All of our fish that go into the seawater in Nova Scotia, they can be traced back to their parents. So we have a specific Cooke marker. Don't ask me, I'm not a geneticist, but maybe some on the phone, but basically a certain DNA marker in Cooke Aquaculture's fish. So if one is found in a river, potentially an escaped fish, the authorities can take a fin snip, send it away to the lab, and determine if it was a Cooke Aquaculture fish or not. It also allows us to manage our brood stock more efficiently and for our customers as well. Feed ingredients. Again, the food conversions have improved so much, but we're relying less on marine-based ingredients, and we're trying to include that production feed conversion numbers as well as we can. Also, a couple speakers mentioned AI, so we are working with AI. We're actually using that for feeding. Basically, the remote feeder or the feeder is watching the cameras and the screen, and is assisted by AI. But we're looking at other avenues that we can use that on as well. Excuse me. And then I mentioned about remote feeding, how we feed all the fish from a central location with a bunch of computer screens and monitors. We have worked with a company named Innovaseed to develop underwater sensors. They tell us the water temperature, the dissolved oxygen, the salinity and whatnot. So our people that are feeding have all that information available as they're doing that. We also have moving from to ROVs. 15 years ago, we used a copper-based antifoulant on our nets, and moving forward to today, we haven't used any copper-based material on our nets for probably 12 years. What we do is we have a remote operated vehicle that uses high pressure water. So they put the net cleaner in the water. It's an ROV, and they drive around the edge of the nets and clean the nets off of any algae growth or whatnot. So that's been a very helpful thing for us. Excuse me. But I guess the main reason that we're all here today is the brilliant blue. Our company, ocean sustainability is very important to us. Our company became involved in 2023 in a small way. This year, again, as I mentioned, we're helping to sponsor it. One of our engineers is doing some of the judging, and we are actually put a scholarship out that is going to be awarded. One of the things we did last year, I guess it was early 2024, happy to say one of the winning teams was from Nova Scotia, and their project was related to aquaculture. So we reached out to Omar and team, and we took the students on a tour for a day around our operations in Nova Scotia. So we visited a freshwater hatchery, we visited a processing facility, and we visited our feed manufacturing facility where we make all the feed, and they got to talk with the nutritionists and all those others that are here. We also set up a visit to the province of Nova Scotia Fish Health Lab, and they got to tour that. So it was a really good experience, I think, for them. It was great for us because it's so good to see young people so passionate about the ocean. You don't see that anymore, that passion, but they definitely had it. One of the students, actually, we hired on an intern this summer, and she's now back working studying at Dal. So we hope to see her again in the future. This program is valuable. I mentioned about the young people being passionate, but we need to develop these young people. We need to help foster some of these ideas and their excitement and their innovation. They're going to be the future leaders of our industries, or ocean-based industries, and the caretakers of the ocean when all of us older guys are no longer doing this. So, I invite anyone that could, share anything with the Brilliant Blue or get involved. It's been great for us, and we're just starting. We're hoping to expand our involvement. And the ocean. I'll just leave you with this: the oceans are critical to our future, and we need brilliant young minds to help lead it and continue to be sustainable for generations to come. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff.